Episode 84. Before we get into it, make sure to rate the episode 5 stars, like the episode. If you're audio only listener, go over to YouTube. Make sure to subscribe. Look at
Leave a review on Apple.
our pretty fit. Yes, review on Apple, review on Spotify, all that stuff. Where are we going to start today? You want to start NBA? You want to start NFL?
So much.
Make
so many
your
sports
pick.
In a time where many sports commentators would bitch and moan, there's nothing to talk about. There's plenty to talk about.
It's not the dog days for this pod.
Because the on-field is only half the battle, and there's plenty of off-field shenanigans going on at any given time.
Let's start.
I think we got to talk about Zach Wilson. Zach Wilson is the most interesting story to me.
Okay.
Because as a guy, that search history would include the term MILF pretty heavily. My respect for Zach Wilson, which was as low as any quarterback in the NFL, has gone sky high.
Yeah, the locker room has to be galvanized on this last week in Jets camp.
If you didn't know, this is a wild story. Zach Wilson, New York Jets starting quarterback, former BYU Cougar starting quarterback in his college days, broke up with his girlfriend, who then immediately started dating his college roommate, BYU wide receiver, whose name I do not know.
Dax or something.
It's some like the most Mormon shit you've ever heard. It's not a real name. He started getting flamed, the receiver, on social media, saying he's, yada, yada, yada. In those comments, the ex-girlfriend replied that Zach Wilson is actually to blame for this because he was fucking his mom's best friend. Is that right? Yeah. Zach Wilson's own mom's friend, right?
Yes. Someone called her like a buddy hopper or something, like going from friend to friend, and she commented, well, he cheated on me with his mom's best friend.
Oh, boy. So much to unpack there. Not only from us, probably for Zach Wilson in therapy.
Lots of
whole gaggle of things.
When it does probably get you a lot of points in the locker room, it's a good galvanizing thing to laugh about with the boys. If you're Zach Wilson, the options are so endless. I just don't think we got to go there. Is it worth it? I don't know. Like his mom's friend, like how good of friends are they? I haven't seen any pictures of her. No idea what she looks like. But anyway, it doesn't matter to me. I just don't think you go there when you're the quarterback of the New York Jets and you're a good looking young kid, got the world in the palm of your hand in theory. The options are endless for you. I just don't think we go there. To me.
Look, I mean, it's just a kink thing, Like, it's the wrong thing. If it was just some other random MILF, it wouldn't be as good because it wouldn't be as fucking naughty. It's naughty for Zach. That's why he likes it. It has to be the appeal. Or it's some weird fucking polygamy Mormon shit.
Yeah,
that's also the other side of this. And probably the more likely thing. His mom's probably like, yeah, this is great. I fuck my son also. No offense. Allegedly.
Yeah. Respectfully. We have no proof of that.
Probably not. But if I had to bet Zach Wilson's a dog versus he's got some weird Mormon polygamy shit going on, I think my wager's going on the latter.
Probably the latter. Yeah. Yeah. But spin zone for Zach. We can, if that is the case, nobody got to know about that. We can spin it into a dog.
Yeah. No, I'm in on Zach Wilson. I would have guessed Zach Wilson a big stinking verge, not a verge. Guy fucks.
He does, confirmed. You were the most out on him, and this is you've changed your stripes.
A little. We'll see. I mean, he's got the door cracked open on the Zach Wilson bandwagon.
Can he throw?
Far, yeah. He can throw really far and really hard. To people accurately, maybe.
We'll see.
Possibly. He can certainly he can hashtag make all the throws. As Mel
big
Kiper,
time
Podman
arm
Shea
talent
would say.
No
arm
doubt.
Talent's there. Looks good in shorts, flips the hips, gets out of the pocket. delivers a good deep ball, which is,
So if you're
pass heavy league.
if you're a teammate of his, you're like, my dude, we're in.
Yeah.
We buy in.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I gotta wonder what the dynamic is with Zach Wilson in that locker room. And maybe, maybe his whole goody two shoes thing is like a very calculated front, and he is kind of a fucking savage.
Do we have really any proof of that other than he looks like he's 12 years old?
Yeah, it's just his look. He looks so awkward and clean, and like there's clips of him with like the O-line at the games, and they're getting drunk, and he looks like all uncomfortable and is like drinking water and shit. And it's like, no, it's all conjecture and fucking, I'm just assuming.
Yeah,
that's what this is.
This helps though.
Yeah, absolutely.
The rebirth of Broadway Joe. The Jets are back.
The fucking MILF hunter, baby.
He could be tearing up that town.
I don't see why not. God, he's like so good looking that he's not good looking. Does that make any sense?
He's like
his face is like
it does.
Too perfect.
Yeah, it really does.
Like he's not a real person.
He looks plastic.
Yeah, he looks like rubbery almost. His teeth are like
I know
too
exactly
white.
what you mean. Yeah,
it's very strange.
It's not like even like he's like pretty. He's not even like handsome or like.
And not in a feminine way either, really.
I don't know. I think it's a little feminine to me.
He looks like, but like he's got like a strong jaw.
Yeah,
sure. This is breaking down how hot Zach Wilson is. This segment has become
the gayest pod around.
Yeah, I mean, Pride Month just ended. It never ends for us. It's Pride year every year.
Yeah,
over here on this side.
TNF's a strong ally. We'd like to make that clear.
Yeah, love the gays.
Zach Wilson, would you is the question that everyone's been asking. No, I
wouldn't have before. I probably would now.
Consider it now. Yeah. Not much else to say on that.
The Jets needed some positive PR. Some would argue this is negative PR. I would argue this is very positive PR. It gets the people talking.
It might be.
That's the thing. This is a harmless story. Like this is
mostly it might be a pain in the ass.
At the end of the day, there's nothing illegal happening. He's just having sex with someone that it's weird he's having sex with, and there's no legality issues. It's not a Deshaun Watson situation. That's a plus.
No, if you had to pick one, you'd go with Zach Wilson's off the field problem. Probably.
Next 10 years, would you rather have Zach Wilson or Deshaun Watson?
I know that's kind of a joke, but
NFL
he could just go to jail. He could just go to jail,
Yeah. I would have accused you of
horny jail.
Bonk. He's getting bonked. Big bonk for fucking Z-Dub. Oh, man. Power rank in the greatest MILF porn stars? Any come to mind? Lisa Ann, probably the GOAT, right?
Yeah. I was trying to think she does fantasy football and stuff. No.
She's drafting Zach Wilson for sure.
Yeah.
Zach Wilson might have a shot.
Nothing. I don't know. Do you have
any? No, totally.
I don't know. I'm not really sure what you're even talking about.
What's a MILF? How do you even spell that?
I figured
Stifler's mom. Do you have any hot moms growing up? Any of your friends have hot moms you give them shit about?
Yeah. She moved away, but for sure.
Damn.
Big time.
Tough.
Big time. It was tough. It was devastating, honestly. The town lost a real blue chip that day.
Not a lot in Bluffs.
No, it was a strong loss.
Rare commodities.
Devastating loss.
Diamond in the rough, almost literally.
Yeah. And she knew. She got out of there, Can't blame her.
I mean, big fish in a small pond. That's got to be a good feeling. It's probably hard to leave.
Yeah. What did you
want to talk about? Quarterbacks that have that dog in them.
Baker Mayfield. What did you want to talk about on Baker?
I mean, he's out. I think more the Cleveland Browns and Baker Mayfield and how this situation. It's at the end of the day, we're talking to Deshaun Watson kind of, but what this means for the Browns, what it means for Baker Mayfield. I think I am not anti or pro Baker Mayfield as a quarterback, really. I think there's a lot of, I think both ways are kind of silly. He's so polarizing, and yet he is like the most bang average 15th best quarterback in the NFL that we have. So I don't understand like the Baker sucks, Baker is good. He is neither. He is every year. I mean, QBR is not the end all be all, but if you go QBR, touchdowns, completion, like he's 15th in the league. He's 13th to 18th in the league every single year.
It really frustrates me that the people that really are on one end and shit on him, like he's just not as bad as
and he's
people
not as good as some other, like people would say like, oh, every other year. It's not really. I mean, he has fewer interceptions, but in terms of like his dynamic production, his production is roughly the same. He just turns it over a little bit more some years.
Yeah. And I don't know if this trade, letting him go, was a product of Baker Mayfield just being unwilling to play at all, like in the event of Deshaun Watson. Because there's some that mention that this Watson thing could drag on and the punishment wouldn't come until next year. So I don't know if this trade signals that the Browns feel good about having Watson around for a majority of this coming season and they're willing to let him go, or if just Baker was unwilling to play in the case that Watson gets suspended for the Browns for this next season. So I assume the bridges had been burned and he was just not willing to play for that team. Basically a lame duck quarterback for however long Watson's out. And I don't know what they got for him. Pretty much nothing because they had
he has
no
very
leverage
little value. And they gave up all their assets to get Sam Darnold. So
they had nothing to give. Yeah.
Baker Mayfield firmly deserving number 1 overall pick over Sam Darnold now. I think he's going to take his starting job most likely. And
yeah, Darnold stinks. Yeah,
he's bad.
There's flashes where
that's a rare, special group of people that like the not giving up on Sam Darnold crowd. It's over, guys.
Yeah, he'll make like 2 throws. He'll make like 2 throws a season where you're like, whoa, that's why he got drafted where he did. And all the other ones are like, yikes.
The people will be like, it's his development. Yeah, well, his development came and passed. Whether it's his development or not, he stinks. So I don't know. The development didn't happen. It didn't work.
Can't wait around anymore.
Adam Gase probably did fuck him up, but he's fucked up. And I don't think it's reclaimable, really. He's a back.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
I think it'll have the pass catchers. This will be the best quarterback that DJ Moore and Robbie Anderson have probably played with in their careers, I would say. Cam, towards the end, was not a good thrower. I don't think of anyone else. I mean, their offense is probably going to be better for it.
Bridgewater's fine. He's probably semi-comparable. Baker's a little more talented, but they're probably kind of comparable. Yeah. Baker's maybe a little more dynamic, a little more accident-prone than Teddy, I guess. But
I guess I don't hate the Panthers taking a swing
for free.
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
you get basically for free.
You get a playoff caliber quarterback for free.
Matt Rule's trying to save his job. I mean, he needs to win games or he's going to get fired. Yeah. So
I think if Baker's healthy with that roster, they probably should win some games. That's a really shitty division outside of Tampa Bay. So I guess New Orleans is still pretty good, but their quarterback situation is pretty poor. And Kamara
beat the shit out of some guy.
Yeah.
Whoops. Shouldn't have been standing there.
Yeah, dude, he's an NFL player. He should be able to do whatever the fuck he wants.
Yeah, I figured we would start with Nick Kyrgios. I figured you would start there. It was the farthest away, really, and it was our standalone sport thing. So I need your takes. You are not a tennis guy. I actually watched a pretty good amount of tennis. I watched a ton of Wimbledon. It was over the weekend. Kyrgios faced Novak Djokovic in the final on Sunday. Djokovic won in 4. And you set an alarm. You set an alarm to wake up early to watch the boys bat it around in London.
Yeah, I did. Specifically because of Kyrgios. I've been vaguely aware of him and his on-court antics. If you don't know, Nick Kyrgios is an Australian tennis player who is notorious for completely melting down on fans and officials and coaches and all the above. He gives wild post-match interviews. He intentionally takes fines for like dress code stuff at Wimbledon. he's the bad boy of tennis, if you want to call him that, I guess. Total dickhead,
Yeah.
supremely talented tennis player.
Sick tennis player.
What a character. The type of guy that you need in sports, the type of guy that makes sports fun to watch. You love him or you hate him. There is no in between. There are no neutral Nick Kyrgios opinions, I would imagine.
Yeah. And this was the first time he was really, really in the spotlight, because in the past, he was the type of player, had a ton of power, has a gigantic serve. He serves the most aces on tour. And a lot of people say he has one of the best serves of all time. And he used that to his advantage, didn't really train, had poor cardio, didn't really last very long in rallies. So when he played against the best players, just couldn't get over the hump, especially in 5-set matches. So he apparently this summer dedicated himself to actually playing and made it to the final of Wimbledon.
There's
awesome
some people that would say he didn't have to play Rafa. He got a round off in the semifinals.
Totally.
It's a fucking major. I don't know shit about tennis. Getting there is getting there. It's fucking difficult.
Add to that, two of the I think at least one. I think two of the seeded players in his quarter, were out due to COVID. Matteo Berrettini, who was in the final last year against Djokovic, was out due to COVID, and I think another seeded player in his quarter was out. So players got free passes through, which he was able to play and beat the lesser competition. So, and then along with Rafa retiring in the semifinal, just a cakewalk essentially to the final. I mean, had some tough matches, and played well, but yes, he was. But it thrust him onto the stage, and it was so funny listening to him berate his coaches with the Prince and Duchess and their little boy sitting up there. Like, I just picture him, Mom, what are we? Can I talk like that in the castle?
Yeah.
No, son. No, son, you can't.
He's fucking Happy Gilmore, basically. He
makes a mockery of the tour.
Yes,
kick him off the tour, Doug.
It's hoity-toity. We're all wearing white. We're all being quiet and gentle. He says, fuck you, fuck that. That being said, though, he is always like, oh, this lady's yelling at me during my fucking thing. And he tried to kick that drunk gal out, right? He said there was some drunk lady that needed to get kicked out. That went viral. Yeah,
the chair umpire was like, I don't hear, I can't. And he's like, who do you think it is? It's the one that looks like she's had 700 drinks. So apparently they never showed her, or we didn't hear her, but there's a woman near the front row berating Kyrgios back, and
that's the thing.
This guy might hear shit in his head. I don't know.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's the thing.
He projects onto anything he can.
Yeah. Whenever he's yelling at his coaches, he's like, "I'm up 40-love, and you're not cheering for me. You're letting down the energy. It's a huge letdown." It's like, Nick, I think you are talking to a mirror, and you're talking to yourself a little bit there, buddy. If we can get you on the soft, cushy couch here, I can take some notes. I don't think you're actually mad at the coaching box.
He's not, and they all. I've seen his coaches just get up and leave too. They're just like, I'm not fucking doing this. We're not doing this. I'm not listening to this. But a lot of times they know the deal. He has to have, so he doesn't do it to the official or to fans. They are basically just a sounding board for his problems, and he'll just project onto them. Yeah, he's a head case, but just as talented as you can be. Just bubbling with talent, and he's really fun to watch. But
if I was dropped out of the sky and I didn't know who either guy was, and I'd never watched tennis before, I could have been convinced that Nick Kyrgios was the number one player and Djokovic was the unranked player, because, like, talent-wise, Kyrgios is probably more talented. It's just Djokovic is a more skilled tennis player. He has the finesse, the touch. He gets side to side.
Tennis is such a mental game too.
His brain is, on the tracks at all times. Never loses focus. He's a fucking cyborg, which is the big thing.
Really
like
is.
Nadal is borderline autistic. Fucking Federer is never happy, sad. He is Tim Duncan emotionally out there as a tennis player. Like,
yeah,
that is what it is.
And those guys all know they can focus and they can control their own emotions and center in on what they're doing. And they also know how the other player, the inexperienced player, is feeling and when to press, when to make shots, when to pull back. They're just so in tune with what's going on. I'm glad you set an alarm. Look at you. Get into tennis.
It was good tennis.
It's about to be, these guys are about to be phased out. This big three. It's kind of boring over the past like 15 years. The same guys just win every time. So we're about to get to the point.
Changing the guard.
Djokovic is a little younger than Nadal and Federer, but he'll be out fairly soon in the next, I don't know, he's like 35 or something. Eventually. And then it'll be free for alls out there. It'll be a lot of fun.
It's much like any European sport for me. It's good morning background noise type of game, much like soccer, much like what else am I thinking of? Golf to an extent. That's not like an exclusively European
this
sport.
Weekend.
But,
this weekend it is.
This weekend it is a morning European sport. The Open. I didn't write that down in a run of show. I've no.
Any hot takes? Give me a hot take. It's the
opinions.
150th Open at St. Andrews. The previous winner was Zach Johnson. Rory McIlroy in that year, 2015, was unable to defend because he broke his ankle playing soccer. He was the defending champion, was not able to defend at St. Andrews, so he's back for redemption. He's the favorite. Tiger is playing and really his last chance to. This will be his best chance remaining outside of Augusta to win a major, I would say. And it only comes back to St. Andrews every 5 years, so it'll be his last chance here. Should be awesome. A lot of people think that after this last major of the season, there'll be more live tour defections. So many are suggesting that this 150th at St. Andrews, the home of golf, is like the last hurrah for all of these players in the same place for like the last time. This is the big going out party. So I'll be tuned in.
Yeah, you sold me. You should run the ads for the Open. I think that I'm hoping Tiger makes a run, obviously, always. Every casual and non-casual golf, every golf fan period wants that always. I would love, because I don't give a fuck about the PGA really, like some dweebs on the fucking internet. I would love a CM Punk fucking win the title and leave situation. Take the trophy, take it back to live. Fucking
wait. Do you mean a current live player or win it and then say I'm out?
Either. Well, the second would be great, but a live guy would be awesome too.
Prior to this week, Jordan Spieth was rumored to be joining live. He came out and made a statement that he is not doing that, but he's like second or third in odds to win it. That would be electric if he won it, and then the following Monday's like, by the way, I'm out.
Yeah,
that'd be a lot of fun.
DJ, he's playing, I assume, right?
DJ's in. Louis Oosthuizen's in. Phil, Bryson, Brooks. They're all.
So he's probably not going to win.
Yeah, he's been pretty bad. I would really enjoy one of Thomas, Rory, Spieth, one of like the faces of the PGA at the home of golf against one of these live guys.
We need one of these guys on Sunday to be in it.
I don't know who it's going to be. DJ is the best option, or maybe
Louis. They have to wear black. They have to wear black on Sunday.
You got to lean into it. You have to. You got
to be a fucking showman. That's what this is all about. That's like the shit thing about golf and tennis and all this shit.
Take it too seriously.
So traditional. It's like, it's a fucking game. Let's have some fun. What is the tradition gaining us? Who cares? It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You old crusty fucks. Move on.
The people at this course this week, they definitely care.
And, you can still have fun and honor tradition at the same time. Like, tradition can evolve slightly.
Yeah. Phil skipped the Champions Dinner.
The course itself is the tradition,
Yeah, I do know it is.
We played there 150 years or however many fucking times.
Played this tournament 150 years. The course has been around for like 400 years or some shit.
Yeah.
The
birthplace of golf, I've heard.
Yeah, people are saying. So what's his name from I can't. Who's the live guy? Fucking. Oh my god. The guy that's running it, Greg Norman. He was banned from the Champions Dinner. So I don't know if it was in solidarity or what, but Phil skipped. He elected to not attend the Champions Dinner. So some big time lines in the sand drawn. He's standing firm with his boy.
Greg Norman, notoriously fun, cool, chill dude.
Yeah, he'd be someone I'd like to get stuck having dinner with.
Yeah, seems. I bet their dinner together solo was really fun, really
Yeah,
exciting.
yeah. Give me your pick to win. Who do you got? Off the cuff, let it rip. Defending champion Colin Morikawa.
Different course,
as I said,
it's coming to me.
Different course. 2015, Zach Johnson won. 2010, Louis Oosthuizen won by like 100. And prior to that, 2005 and 2000, Tiger won both of those at this course.
Rory.
Let it come to you. Oh, just pick the favorite. That's, favorite.
Is he the favorite? I didn't even know.
Yeah, I think he's a deserved favorite. I think it's a good pick. I'm gonna go. I'll throw two out there. I think Spieth and Morikawa are gonna have very good weeks.
Here's my dark horse pick, long shot, maybe a top 10 sprinkle. South Korean phenom Junhyung Tom Kim.
Why do they call him Tom?
He's come into my life recently. I've just found out of his existence. He is a 20-year-old South Korean golf phenomenon. They call him Tom because he's built like Thomas the Tank Engine, and they're not wrong. True. He's a fucking
burly guy.
He's a chunky guy. Not chunky, not fat. He's just powerfully
brick shit
built.
House. Yeah,
brick shit house.
Chicks dig
giant face.
Tom Kim. Yeah, big old face on him. Love him. 20 years old.
Junhyun Kim. Maybe a little sprinkle, folks.
Shout out to my sprinkle, my long shot, Thomas Peters, the Belgian bomber. Shout out Thomas Peters, University of Illinois alum, or I doubt he graduated, but played golf at Illinois. He's kind of a psycho head case. He'll break a couple clubs, but also can go low. So there's my long shot. I'll go with Thomas Peters.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I'm really hoping we haven't got these live guys in contention at any of these majors yet. This has to be the one. We need them in there.
There's only been really, I suppose the U.S. Open and the PGA. Yeah, we really haven't. Probably because they kind of stink, most of them, outside of a couple.
Yeah. We need Brooks. We need DJ. Even if it's Louis O, he wants to get in the mix. Whatever.
Oosthuizen.
All right. Fucking golf. Moving on. NBA Summer League. It's the season of overreactions. It's the season of Chet Holmgren already getting a Hall of Fame bust after one Summer League game. The Magic fans melting down and then telling them that Paolo is also getting a Hall of Fame bust after his first Summer League game.
Either these guys are really, really good and awesome and dominating, or they play poorly and you're like, dude, it's Summer League. We're just working out the kinks. It doesn't even matter.
Whatever fits your narrative, that's all it is. None of this matters historically. None of this matters. There's some like fringe guys, I guess, that really don't matter in the grand scheme of things that you could probably say like, this isn't going to go well for him as a career. He looks like he doesn't belong. I don't really have takes or opinions. I think Chet looked sick. I think Chet looked awesome. He got to flash the offense that he didn't get to do at Gonzaga, which was the reason why I was like wanting to take him one. After watching Paolo, he looked amazing too. His passing and all that stuff. Like I think he was a justified number one. Honestly, I'm more impressed with both of them than I was with Jabari Smith. So I think the order may have been correct in which they were drafted.
I've been very impressed with Keegan Murray.
Yeah,
he looks awesome.
Good too.
He looks great.
He's looked good too.
Scoring it really well, shooting it well from three, which I didn't really expect him to do that well. Shooting it from three, but yeah, the guys you would expect to be dominating, a lot of the second-year guys. Cam Thomas is leading, almost scoring 30 a game. I mean,
he won like the MVP of Summer League last year. Why is he even playing this year? I don't understand. That's a lot of these guys. Like, what are the like? The development is good, and I guess that makes sense. Like Josh Giddey's playing, I guess like you want him to build chemistry because he's ball dominant, passes the ball a lot. You want him and Chet to like develop a chemistry together.
Yeah.
Cam Thomas, I mean, I guess like teach him how to play defense, maybe.
Maybe they're trying to get a look of him running the show. Maybe they're trading Kyrie type of a
little trade piece, maybe saying, hey,
or maybe
want him in there.
There you go.
Deal.
the Warriors guys have dominated, or at least on the offensive end, have Moody and Kuminga have scored quite a bit. I've only watched one game of, where's he at? I always forget his name. The center that they drafted 2 overall, Wiseman. I've only watched one game of him, and he looked healthy. Looks good. I mean,
he had like he had a stretch in one of these games where he like completely dominated, and it was a little eye-opening. Yeah. So, I mean, it's in there. Whether they'll be able to get it out and whether he'll be able to play a full season, we'll see.
Yeah, Moody scoring 27 a game.
This is a thought that I had, and I can't believe they don't do it because of how good Summer League or how good the NBA does stuff like this. And maybe it wouldn't be that compelling, but doing like a Hard Knocks style thing for a Summer League team would be incredible, I think.
Yeah, it would be really good.
I would love to see, or just even a whole offseason for like fringe NBA guys. Like, I'm either going to ball out in this Summer League or I'm moving to fucking Serbia. I need to get these fucking buckets.
Yeah. And for guys that do end up making teams, you're just likely never gonna get a ton of minutes. I mean, you might be like into the bench or two-way type of guys, so it'd be a good way for fans that are really into it, be able to get to know them a little bit, because a lot of them, aren't gonna have huge impacts, but some of these young guys will. But it'd be a good way to get to know the younger players, and yeah, it would be. Why don't they do that? That's a good idea. They could do it. The individual teams could do just like through their YouTube channels or.
Yeah. I mean, if you're the individual team and you're like talking about transactions and you're like getting views off a guy not making the team, that's a little like kind of has to be a third party. You know what I mean? If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like,
or it has to be more.
Or it has to be all like positive stuff. And you're like just following like the guy you drafted in the lottery, which is like not nearly as entertaining, but.
Not for a casual or for a neutral, but I mean, teams, their own teams, they want to know these guys.
Yeah, sure. Absolutely. Yeah, something where you get both would be good. I think that would be very interesting. I would watch. The position of these fringe guys that are fighting for roster spots is hell. Like, trying to find the balance of, I'm going to only be a role player if I'm here. So if I shoot it every time I get it, that's a bad look. But if I don't shoot it every time, my stat line is going to be like 2 points, a rebound, and 3 assists.
And I'm never going to sniff a roster.
So how do I play this role? Like, how do I know what they're looking for? And obviously, we're not the ones making the decisions. Like, these people are watching you, like, set every screen, make every cut, talk on defense, all that type of stuff. But I can't imagine like the mental pretzel of trying to show that you can play a role in the league.
Surely they go to either way. They have outlined what they're looking for from these players, because obviously whoever is, there's a lot of, backup point guards out here going to be like 3-and-D guys if they get a chance, or going to be like a backup center, or a players like going to be a defensive stopper. I mean, just all different role type players. There's some that have like obviously the top 10 and most of the lottery have a chance to do more than that. But yeah, it is a weird. Surely they go to the player and say, hey, this is what we're looking for. This is where we want you to improve. You would hope. I don't really know. Maybe they don't. Let's get a summer league. Someone from a front office. Let's get them in here. What are you looking for in summer league? What are we telling these players?
I'd be fascinated to know. I need to know. I love watching summer league. I think the reason it's
great.
Other than the 2 guys on the court that are guaranteed roster spots, the dudes are fighting for their fucking lives. So
they play hard.
It's a little sloppy, but it's very competitive. It's as competitive, if not more competitive, than most regular season NBA games. That's not like an old man anti-NBA take. That's just you're just a little.
Yeah, those guys have way more on the line than like a random February NBA game. That's way more intense.
Absolutely. And
you've been there too, right?
Yeah, we have to go. It's so, if you love NBA, it's so good. Yeah. Because you walk around and you see all the players all week, and then it's a cheap ticket and you just find a seat and you sit there. If you want to sit there all fucking day, you can just sit there and watch good hoops. Yep. All fucking day. There's 2 gyms. You can walk back and forth. You get to see all the big all-stars sitting there courtside, all the media members. Oh yeah. Everyone's there. You see some NBA legends. You see some fucking. It's great. I love watching Summer League and being like, oh, that's that guy. I remember that guy. Oh, I remember that guy. Oh, that guy played in the Big Ten like 5 years ago, and
There are some
he's here
guys
now.
that are like 29 that are still, they got an invite. They're probably playing overseas, whatever. And you're just like, well, this guy's fucking grinding Summer League. He's probably scored 20 on someone and they'll go play in Serbia. But yeah, there's especially you know a lot of you're a sicko and know like every player.
It's not healthy how many of the people playing Summer League I could name and tell you where they went to college. It's not good.
Yeah.
It's entirely too many. I need more free time probably, or I need less free time. Not good.
You just spend it on something else, I think. Where I know you've been trade machining. Where do you have Donovan Mitchell in and up? It sounds like he's on the move. It sounds like he's on the move.
It seems like where there's smoke, there's fire. There's a lot of like, no, he's here to stay. And then immediately Woj like, nope, they're pretty open to trading him. They're trying pretty hard.
Yeah,
it feels like the Knicks is the team that I'm hearing the most smoke behind.
Right after the Gobert deal, they were like, oh, no, we're going to rebuild around Donovan Mitchell. We're going to make a quick flip and do this again and be good again. But it just doesn't make sense, especially with what's his name from the Celtics. He likes his assets. Ainge. He likes his picks. Yeah, Ainge. I think he'll be. So you think it's the Knicks?
I mean, it seems the most likely. They can put together a good package. All the other teams that could trade for him don't really make sense for him. He's from New York. The stars kind of align. It is a little. I mean, him and Brunson is not a fit that I like at all together, really, especially now that I'm paying Brunson $100 million contract, which I shit on that contract now that I look back at it. He's getting like, he's like the 15th highest paid point guard in the NBA, which is like when we made that talk, that's what he is. That being said,
yeah,
if he's
I still don't want to pay it.
Yeah, it's true. It's just, it's the position you got to pay a premium for, and he's a good player. Yeah. I think maybe 100 million is not as much as I think it is, and probably they assume the cap is going up here in a few years, and that number won't look as bad. I mean, him and Mitchell together you're not winning with those two as your guards.
You can't guard anyone. You're very small.
And then RJ Barrett's development will be hindered if he's the third ball handler. He needs the ball in his hands, I think, to get a look at what the best version of him is.
Yeah.
And you might even have to give him up in a Donovan Mitchell trade, which if I'm Utah, I'm jumping at that.
Yeah.
Give me like 2 first-round picks in Barrett or 1 first-round pick in Barrett, and I'm in. Like Mitchell's, he's just on that edge that he's not a number one on a championship team. He doesn't realize that. I don't know if he ever will realize that. And you have to have that confidence to be that caliber of player. So it's tough. Like he's in this weird Zach LaVine, Brad Beal, kind of Dame Lillard, like nebulous, like you're awesome. You're sick. You're an elite scorer, but you don't do all the other stuff well enough to be the number one guy on a title team. And if you do take that back seat and have the ball less, are you really as effective? It's a weird spot for guys like that.
If you're the Knicks, would you consider Barrett for him? I don't. That doesn't move the needle for me. I don't think that's kind of a lateral thing to me.
Lateral. We get older, which I don't want to do.
Smaller, worse at defense.
Mitchell would be the best player they've had since Carmelo Anthony, so that's enticing. Like, I think that's just absolutely a fact. The lack of elite talent that team has had this century is disgusting.
Do you think RJ Barrett has the potential to be as good or better than Mitchell? Like what type of player is Mitchell? 16th in the league? Like where does he rank if you just had to throw
25 to 15, somewhere in that
Do you
range?
Think RJ Barrett has top 20 player in the league upside? Because we're getting to a point where we're plateauing.
But
I
would say yes, but if I'm doing a pie chart of all his outcomes, I don't think it's a very large piece of the pie in which the outcome is top 20, if that makes sense. Yeah, I would say 8 times out of 10, he does not reach that potential. He could. I wouldn't bet on it. But I do think he has all-star potential, which is, he is, I'd say he'll be top 35 in the NBA, probably, pretty consistently.
Be a really strong, like, third player on a title team, I would say.
Yeah, I could see
possibly
him
second.
being second best player on a championship team, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah.
Donovan Mitchell, I already know. Like, I know how good he is and can be already, which is nice. There's no projecting there. I got the guy. He's sick. In terms of fit, in terms of putting a team over the top, Miami is a perfect fit for him. That would be fun in terms of fit. But as far as return goes, Miami not so enticing. I don't think it'd be Tyler Hero and some picks that will inevitably be terrible picks, probably.
Yeah, rarely do the Heat not at least compete and make the playoffs. Like, if you're even if you traded for picks 6 years from now, you can just pretty much bank on the Heat being competitive. They're really not a blow it up, and very strong destination for free agents, so they rebound really quickly. I don't think that's but yeah, it'd be Hero. And I didn't Woj say that they're looking for a bunch of, in classic Ainge fashion, they're just looking for a ton of picks.
Yeah, that's what he said. I don't know. He's a weird fit because he's a ball dominant guard that isn't a great passer, that doesn't play defense.
I think he
used to play defense. Am I crazy for thinking he used to play defense? I thought.
Yeah, I know.
His first 2 or 3 years, he was a pretty solid defender, and now he just doesn't try. It seems like. So it's in there. I don't think he's an elite defender, but it's better than what he's shown. Like,
Heat culture, baby. We can bring it out of him.
He's with long arms, elite athleticism. There's just got to be something there.
I really do think there's something too. When you play for the Jazz, and the only good defender, only elite defender, I suppose, what's his name? The 3-and-D, Royce O'Neal, was okay. The only good defender you have is Gobert. And you look around on the perimeter and no one else is playing defense. It's just hard to commit yourself and play hard defense night in and night out when it's really not getting you anywhere. I mean, your good defense is just ruined by the rest of the team outside of Gobert. So if you go to an environment where they value it and the team gets fired up and gets energized on those things, maybe because he is capable athletically and just body type, it's in there and we've seen it. So I think it wouldn't be a stretch to say they could bring it out of him in Miami. And offensively, exactly what they need. I mean, he's better Hero by a lot. I mean, he's just an awesome scorer. And we saw in that series with the Celtics that they just went dry in scoring stretches for 8 minutes at a time. They just had no one to go to. So I think it's a great fit if they can get it done. I don't know.
Yeah, the pieces aren't really, I mean, they can give picks, but I don't think they have good picks to give, really.
I guess you can bank on the Knicks screwing up later and those picks being good, but like, what do the Knicks have to offer? I don't want Julius Randle. Pass. Obi Toppin. Tyler Hero's better than all their assets, aren't they? Because they're not getting RJ Barrett. There's not.
Yeah, that would be the thing. If they get Barrett, that would be the move.
No
quickly
chance.
Is worse. Their picks, well, in theory, be better unless Donovan Mitchell makes them really good. Yeah, I don't know. Toronto is another team I've seen floated out, but I don't really love the fit there. Like, him and Fred VanVleet is similar to the Brunson thing. You can't play those two as your guards. You just will not win. They have a bunch of like young guys on their bench they could trade. It's shocking that a player that we think this highly of and is standing in the league is this hard to find a team that it makes sense for him to get put on.
Are there any other options that you've heard floated out there?
I've heard Brooklyn, the Nets, if they don't trade either of those guys, that's if they keep Simmons and those two and they patch that up, that's a pretty scary team, assuming Kyrie
work that out?
plays.
How would that work? There's no money for that in my head. I don't know. They'd have those three.
Maybe they trade Kyrie. Kyrie goes to Utah. I don't know. Kyrie in Utah would be funny.
That would be really funny.
He would not play a single game. He would never play for the Jazz. No shot.
Probably not. Probably
retire on the spot. Pelicans is another one. Pelicans have assets to give.
He would Gronkowski him. He'd be like, because
going to the Lions.
Retire. No, I'm not. I quit.
Yeah, no, you're not. I'm not playing football anymore. That's so funny. Awesome. Pelicans, your cans would probably involve.
Oh, speaking of my cans, EJ Liddell torn ACL in summer league. I was watching the game. Had a really ugly. Kind of got did their feet get tangled up? They said non-contact,
rolled up
but I thought
on himself.
Yeah.
Rolled back on his own knee.
Yeah, I knew it was bad right when it was ugly.
Real shitty.
Pelicans, bring him in, get him in. That would be really poor defense probably, but I don't think that's
you got other guys that should help with the defense. I don't know who they
McCollum and Mitchell. It doesn't really vibe.
You got your Portland situation all over again there, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah. I also saw Trailblazers, which absolutely not. Why did we trade CJ McCollum then if we're going to do that?
Hey, Portland, let's stop being something we're not. Can we stop that? What are we doing?
Let's get one guy that can play defense.
You're just not
one guy in the building that can play defense.
You're just nowhere close to as good as you think you are, and you're not close to that level, honestly.
Dude, they got Dame, dude.
Yeah, he's on the wrong side of 30, and he's a small guard.
Dude, Dame Dalla. It's Dame
Dalla?
time.
Yeah, it is Dame time. I did forget that. It's always
what would
Dame
we think
time.
of Dame if he had not hit either of those playoff buzzer beaters? Would we just relentlessly clown him at all times for the shit he says? He's really good, but how much does he skate on? How much does he skate on that?
He's an excellent scorer. Used to be, anyways.
We'll see. I don't know. I haven't watched him play in a year. Hopefully he's back. He's fucking when he gets hot. Fuck, it's Curry-esque when he gets hot.
He just doesn't play a game that's like gonna win playoff series for the most part. He did make a West Finals, didn't he?
Got swept handily.
Yeah. He's just a small guard that doesn't play defense and just fills it. Yeah, those were 6 shots. That was a terrible shot he took and just drained it from like 40 feet. That was cool. Yeah. I don't hold him in the same regard as a lot of the top players. He's just, I don't know, awesome offensive talent.
Yeah, I don't know that he gets you deep in the playoffs as your number one guy. He doesn't. We've seen it.
No, it's just a fact. Yeah,
especially
when you have another guard that can't defend next to him. All right,
Donovan Mitchell probably going to end up on the Knicks. They're probably going to suck. The NBA is gonna keep chugging along probably.
If they trade Barrett for him, I think that's a huge mistake.
Yeah, personally. If they get all 3, if they get Brunson, him, and Barrett, that's some talented players. I assume they would dump Randall's contract probably in Utah, I would imagine. That would not be why Utah would do the trade, but just to make the money work, they would almost have to, I think.
Yeah, they probably would. And then is he? He just signed. How many years does he have left?
3 more years left on his contract after this, I think.
Yikes! I'm sure that's what he was thinking when he was asking out that he would end up in Salt Lake.
Yeah, not a big market for you, Jules.
Yeah, what? What's that guy's problem? What's his deal? He plays for the Knicks, and
they loved him. He was the most loved Knick since fucking Melo.
Since Melo and fucking
he just
Patrick
gave
Ewing.
up.
He quit.
People just started fucking making fun of him because he wasn't playing hard, and he's like, "The fuck." Did you guys know that I used to work out with Kobe? They say that every broadcast the year he was all NBA. He worked out with Kobe, so that's
people do forget that. You should mention
learned the work. And he learned his workout too. And then this year he just forgot all of it.
Yeah, he forgot it. Yeah, I don't know. Kids, if you can learn a lesson from this, it's have a career year and a contract year. That's the lesson that we're going to take away from today, and then you can chill.
Yeah, get the bag, hang the fuck out. That money's guaranteed. You can go fuck yourself, team. James Dolan can suck my nuts.
Yeah, do one.
Fuck you, pay
Dolan.
me, bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all the sports shit I got.
All right. We talked a bit. Do you want to talk Stranger Things? How long have we been going here? I don't even know.
Yeah, 50 minutes. Fuck it. Yeah, this is okay.
I
This
thought
is
it was kind
good.
of mid. I thought it was okay.
Yeah, it's good. It's just that's all it is mid. It just as an entity, it's mid. The first season
I
was
thought
really good, and since then it's been mid.
I thought the first part of this fourth season was good. Was better than mid.
Yeah, I mean,
Season 2 and 3 was pretty bad.
it's better than most shit. Like I was emotionally invested at the end, which most stuff it takes a lot with as much garbage television as there is out there. Like these characters are good. They're well written. They're all
Yeah.
well developed. The shit is too long, but maybe that gets you the
Far too
character
long.
development by the end. But fuck, this shit is too long. Everything that everyone makes in every medium of art at all is too fucking long. This podcast is too long. Albums are too long. Movies are too long. Fucking shows are too long. It's crazy that in this like era they're making everything longer. Other than like, social media, like movies, music, it's all getting longer. Why are we doing that?
I think did Marvel do that? Who like in game and was that what did this? I'm trying to think when this happened because there was a point where someone
No,
made
because I mean,
like a
maybe I
3 hour
don't know.
like a 3 hour movie, and I think it was maybe in game or so. How long is that movie?
It's 3 hours. Both of them are. And
Where we're like,
Infinity
oh,
War. They're both 3 hours
this
long.
this rocked. Now everyone, I feel like that was the breaking point of like, oh, longer is better, the more, but only if it's really good. Like you don't need to be, you don't just have to be longer.
No, it's 3 hours because it has to be 3 hours. Most of the shit is we're wasting time. Like,
Yeah.
is there? I assume, like, obviously, I'm not in fucking Netflix. Like, is there some sort of algorithm that's like, if people watch longer, that gets us more of something? Like, what are they gaining from people watching longer? I guess they're not getting rid of it. But my thing would be like, if they're watching Stranger Things, they're not going to, it's a subscription. So they're going to pay the subscription to watch Stranger Things. Why does it matter how long it is? It's so long. I cannot watch a full, I mean, every episode is a movie. Every
Yeah, the
episode is
last
an hour
two,
and a half long. The last one
the
was
last
two
two
and a
were
half
like
hours.
2 hours. Yeah.
So much wasted time. So much shit that does not matter. It could have been so much tighter, so much more condensed. All of the stuff in Russia could have happened off screen and never seen it. They could have made a spinoff show that was just that. They fucked up.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have watched it, but
No, I wouldn't watch it either. Yeah, I thought that was the worst part too. I texted you this. I don't love when the answer at the end to like overcome is just to like try harder.
Yeah.
Just like, oh, you got to fight. Just like,
but I love you. Oh,
damn.
Now I'm
damn,
really
I wasn't.
strong.
Damn, I wasn't even doing that before. I think I should just maybe fight. We'll just do this. We'll just do the damn thing then.
I just gotta care.
Yeah, I thought that. I always think that's lame, but
it's good. I don't want to shit on it. Stranger Things is fine. Just in the grand scheme of things, pretty okay, pretty solid. Good waste of my time. Not a show that I'm gonna write home about.
Yeah, I think pretty okay and solid is
special effects. I really like the special effects. I always have every season.
A lot of them. I watched some
the character designs. All that guy. I mean, there was obviously a lot of CGI, but Vecna was mostly all practical makeup, which is very impressive.
Yeah, I've watched some videos on some stuff like that, but a lot of the set and his stuff was all practical, which is cool. The guy that plays him does an awesome job.
Mm-hmm.
He's a creepy fuck, whether it's as Vecna or as the Henry the Grown one. Yeah. They said it took like 7 to 8 hours to put on the makeup and prosthetics and shit. Just alone, just sitting in the chair and getting it. So that's fucking psychotic shit. Like, what are we doing? Looks good though.
Worth it. Looks really good. He was scary. He was scary.
Yeah, really was.
I don't really have much to say about it, which is maybe a critique in and of itself. It's just like, I don't know,
Spoiler, I just want to
more
make it clear.
Stranger Things.
Spoiler alert for the second part. If you haven't seen it, don't listen to this. Having Eddie die, and then you said that you didn't think that was necessary.
It wasn't necessary, but it was also the most predictable thing ever. You know what I mean? Like as soon as that character got introduced, it's like, oh, so this is just the hot guy from the last season that died. Like this guy's in this show to be a bad guy that we realize is a good guy and then die. But
yeah, be a
the
bad
reason
guy
he died,
and then-
man, like what's his face? Hot milfuck fucking lifeguard guy. Sure.
Billy.
He like sacrificed himself in a way that like made sense. Whereas,
Well, he did too. It was the
not
exact same
really.
arc.
But I'm saying the logical reason of him sacrificing himself. He's like, I'm going to buy him some more time. They didn't buy him any time. They didn't need any time bought. He just went out there and killed himself. Basically, it was not like a logical.
It would,
actually
that's true. I forgot
helping. He like they were a million miles away, and he's like, if I go out here, I'll save him some time. Why? You know why? They don't need any more time.
Yeah, he goes back. I forgot about that. They're like escaping and climbing up that, and he goes back.
He literally just kills himself. Like it's suicide. It's literally just killing himself. It's not noble. I mean, it is noble, but it's like stupid.
It would have made more sense if he did it in the initial like guitar solo and like draw him away, and if he would have died then, it probably makes more sense. But yeah, he just like they made it out. He did the plan, and they were escaping. And he
provides
like,
no tactical advantage. Him doing
provide no tactic. He's like, I'm. His whole thing was, I'm not gonna run this time. I was like, I was like, the first time when he ran, I think that was warranted. I don't know. I think that was
running away from people trying to kill you you should always run away from those people.
I'm talking like when he was suspected of killing that girl, and like,
they were trying to kill him.
I was like, run. Yeah, that seemed like it's logical.
I was not expecting them to just kill the jock guy like so unceremoniously, like damn near off screen.
Did he die?
Yeah, he got ripped in half when the earth split. He was laying there. He just got ripped in half. It was like a second.
Didn't see that.
It was like a second. They ripped him in half.
I didn't even see that because I just thought he like got knocked out. And
he did. And he was laying there, and like
I didn't see
when
that.
The thing's cracking. Literally at his waist, just rips into.
Damn, I didn't even know that because I was like, what happened to him? Are we gonna? Because I figured he would die. I didn't even know that. That's crazy.
I didn't even show it. Basically,
that's wild.
Yeah, wild choice. Yeah,
Blink
and you missed it.
Question for you, because so the clock banged 4 times and like the earthquake happened, whatever, it split. So we're to assume that Max was dead for a period of time, like he accomplished it, and then like she was brought,
and then 11 brought her back. Basically.
Brought her back when she was like in the. Okay.
All the shit jumps the shark when the main character with superpowers is just like, I have the ability to bring people back from the dead. It's like,
this
is all kind of pointless now. Why don't you just do that all the time? Seems like if you have the power to do that, you could just like snap your fingers and kill.
And how did she do that? What she was like? What did we think about doing because it was the episode, it's called the piggyback. What do we think of her doing like the mind through her mind? I thought that was a little, but whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, all the mechanics of it are just kind of stupid in general.
Yeah, I'm trying to like make it make sense. It's like you just don't have to. Just don't think about it too hard.
Who fucking cares? I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah, whatever. Is there anyone that didn't die that you thought? A lot of people thought Steve might die, but there's just no
shot. He's like the biggest draw of the show. Other than the 4 main kids, it's him. Or the 5 main kids. I thought maybe Will Byers would die. Maybe he'll die next season. Seemed like he was ripe for a death.
I don't know, man.
I don't think they're going to kill any of these people. Maybe Hopper. He's probably not going to die either, though. Like,
no way. They would have. They did, and there's like psych.
They pretty much said this next season will be the last one. So if anyone's going to die, they'll do it now. But
They should open season 5 with a crushing death. That would be fun.
Yeah.
But the Duffer Brothers, I watched a video with them, and they said they wanted this season to be like their Empire Strikes Back, to where the town is in disarray, it's rocked by an earthquake, and Vecna's kind of won, I guess, but half won, and they're left to pick up the pieces. So that's what he had in mind. That those two had in mind when they did this. Their Empire Strikes Back.
Sure. Well, if this was Empire Strikes Back, it was certainly not the best of the series. So it didn't have that going for it. It's better than the last one, though.
Yeah, I didn't like that.
Man, I almost forget the second one even happened. That was
I don't know what happened in the second one.
She like ran away from home and lived with like some criminals that also had the same powers as her. What the fuck was that?
She like went to Chicago and joined like a vigilante group. That was weird.
That was weird.
Yeah, it really kind of stunk, didn't it?
Yeah. What was even the arc of that episode? I don't even remember.
I don't know. She comes back in her like emo outfit.
Yeah, like what did they even
barrels
fight?
through the door and like saves the day. I don't remember. The mind flayer thing.
I thought that was the first one though. But then there's the big like spider in that's made of clouds.
Yeah.
I thought the mind flayer was what they called the like
that's
just
a
the
Demogorgon
monsters. Yeah, you're right.
Get it straight. Speaking of emo outfits, we're going to an emo night this weekend to listen to songs of
emo
yesteryear. Music. Yeah, it's gonna really rock.
I got your picture. I'm coming with you, dear Maria. Count me in.
Yeah, all the Hawthorne Heights your junior high heart can handle.
Yeah, Fall Out Boy till my fucking ears bleed, brother.
We're gonna do an in-person podcast next weekend because we'll be together for this. We're gonna record it on Saturday, and we're going to draft our dream music festival lineup using emo night-esque bands. So pop, punk, whatever you want to call it.
Fall Out Boy adjacent.
Yeah.
Anything we're gonna be ilk.
So we'll have a draft. I don't know what else we'll talk about on Saturday. Do we have any topics for Saturday yet other than that?
Nah,
it hasn't happened yet, folks, because we're just a real topical pod. Anything else
we're topical
before we get out of here?
Started watching Mad Men. Really good.
I tried to watch that one time. I watched like an episode or two. It just didn't get me.
Really good. Loving it.
Probably was a me thing, but I don't know. Yeah.
Classic show that makes me want to get into cigarettes. God.
Yeah. Big Sig show. Big Sig show. Who's that? John Hamm and who else?
The secretary is Elizabeth Olsen.
Yeah.
Everyone else is actors who I couldn't tell you their names, but are in a lot of like bit roles on TV shows.
Okay. What is Mad Men on? HBO?
It's on, if you have like IMDb TV, it's like free on like if you have a Fire Stick, I think, or any type of Prime account, it's free. It's like technically it's got commercials, which is kind of annoying. I'll say this. I think I'm gotten to a point I kind of like a few commercials. I like a little break. Not too many. I like commercials because otherwise I just get on my fucking phone. I like a little break. I'll say it. I like commercials. Not too many.
You like a break to check your phone?
Just to take a break. I like to just take a break, to look away from the screen for a second. Hour-long episode, 2 ad breaks. I'm in.
All right.
Anything more than that's a little much. I like a little break. I like to look away.
Yeah. Your big
my
dumb
attention
brain
span runs out of room. Just saying.
Fair enough. Right, anything else?
You want a movie rec? I'll give people a movie rec.
Let's hear it.
It's on HBO Max, or I assume you could rent it or something. Jackie Chan, Police Story, 1985.
Oh, I thought it was like a new movie rec.
No, 1985. Fuck, dude. Such a good movie.
Jackie Chan
Funny,
kicks ass.
Action. It's from his days back in Hong Kong. I assume you can get an English dub, or you can listen to the whatever language they speak in Hong Kong, Cantonese. fucking
Sure.
subtitles. The dialogue doesn't matter. The stunts in this fucking movie are insane.
How old is he at that time? And what was it, 85?
He's like 20, mid 20s, late 20s, probably.
Hell
It's
yeah. Prime
so
stunt
fucking
Jackie
good.
Chan.
And you can tell
Fun.
that it's like slightly independent. It's in Hong Kong because there's no way that they're like legally clearing to do all
Yeah.
this shit. Like there's so much shit. It's like someone should have died making this movie.
What the fuck were they doing?
They at one point, I don't really want to spoil it, but at one point they are in this like shanty town on the side of like a cliff, this village. They just drive like 5 cars all the way down the hill through a million buildings, and there's guys like standing on top of the houses while they're driving through, like jumping off at the last second. It's fucking wild. He flips the car at the end, gets out, takes off, runs after a bus, runs behind the bus, runs up a ledge, gets beside it, gets an umbrella, and jumps and latches on with the handle of the umbrella and is swinging around a corner while he's holding onto an umbrella. It's crazy.
Jackie Chan is one of the kings of action. He's such a
God,
great
you gotta
stuntman.
even if you don't watch the movie, just Google Police Story Jackie Chan car chase or opening scene.
Okay.
And then
I'm going to.
Police Story Jackie Chan mall scene or final scene. Like,
okay, I will do
the 2 best action set pieces maybe I've ever seen, both in the same movie. And the middle of it's pretty good. It's all pretty funny and fun and not too serious, which is good. There's
something about
sick.
In my head, I haven't watched a lot of Jackie Chan in like, I don't know, forever, it seems like, but it's in my head. He has like a kind of like a Captain Jack Sparrow-esque, like he has a unique run, like his movement is unique. He's a very good stuntman action. It's
it's all
very
really
watchable.
Good.
I don't know what it is. Like his run, I don't know.
He's
I don't know how to describe
really
it.
good at martial arts, but like the way he choreographs it, he doesn't seem like overpowered like Bruce Lee or somebody would. He's like fighting defensively the whole time. He's whooping ass, but it's like he's always getting kicked. He's always getting knocked down. He's always kind of getting fucked up, but he's always gets back up, baby. The agility of these people, the fucking agility, the shit, they're like fucking cats jumping up on high wires and fucking running on walls. And man, the amount of
I'll check it out.
glass these fuckers get thrown through. And Police Story 2, which I watched last night, the end scene, these guys get thrown to like 40-foot fucking falls and they hit like 6 things on the way down. It's wild. That's my spiel. Police Story 1 and 2. They're on HBO.
Tough career. Tough career to be a stuntman.
Yeah. Jackie Chan did all his own stunts. Still does, I think.
Yeah. Real sicko.
Sick fuck. Sick fuck.
Okay. Make sure to like the episode. Go over to YouTube. Subscribe to the channel. A lot of video content dropping with every podcast. 5-star rating on Apple, on Spotify, whatever else you listen to. If you're into The Bachelorette, perchance, or know someone that is, we recorded a Bachelorette premiere on Monday. We recapped that. It was a lot of fun. Check that out. If you're into it, we'll be back this weekend for our Emo Night draft and other sporting tidbits that happen throughout this week, and more Bachelorette on Tuesday. So all of that coming down the pipe. Stay tuned. Thanks for listening to this one. We'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.